I wanted to do a recording here. I had an Ubers match in December of 2025. I am going to be really behind in this match really quickly, but I guess it's just a testament to how Gen 1 works and how you're really never in a position to win if you think you are, and you're never really in a position to lose if you think you are. It's almost like you can come back from most positions and you can lose from most positions. That's not really the truth, but basically, you never know. You could be down 3-1 and make a huge comeback, and maybe that's part of what makes Pokemon Gen 1 so great. But, anyways, let's jump into the match here. So we've got Jolteon and Tauros, and real fast, this is a bad turn because Tauros lands the critical hit, and I do get the paralysis off, but you're hoping for a full paralysis there, get some sand attacks off, kind of like be a troll a little bit, but this doesn't go well, so we're going to go ahead and just move on to turn 2. So we're already down 6-5. I guess, Tauros is paralyzed, but our Mew gets paralyzed on turn 2. I have to explode, and then so here we are. We're on turn number 4, and I'm down. It's 5-4 right now. I'm down a Pokemon, and I'm in really deep water because Mew is my main way to handle Mewtwo. By basically, I use Swords Dance and Explode, and so I was afraid I was going to get cheesed there by Tauros, so I'll go ahead and explode. And so now, basically, I have to find a way to get around their Mewtwo. And also, if this Mew is not the traditional Swords Dance, Earthquake, Body Slam type of Mew, then I'm in real big trouble too, and you'll see why here in a second. But Zapdos goes ahead and gets the paralysis off, and now I'm going to switch into Porygon because if Mew is running Body Slam, Mew cannot hurt me with paralysis. And the reflect on Porygon is so huge because even if Mew critical hits with Hyper Beam or Earthquake, as you just saw, it only does 93, and I can just simply recover off all the damage. And a big problem that Mew is going to have is a PP problem. Mew is going to have 8 Hyper Beams and 16 Earthquakes now. This was fun to go against the Hyper Beam Mew, but usually this is Body Slam, and the last move is usually Soft Boiled or Explosion. Remember, if Mew uses Explosion on your Porygon, that's a win. That's what you want. Porygon's job, his only job, is to take down Mew. And then basically your Mew is freed up to do other things, and your Mewtwo is freed up to do other things. But that is what makes Porygon meta. And in this match, Porygon ends up being a hero because of the fact that it just slows down Mew. And so, basically, I just need to hope for either paralysis from Mew or I can just PP stall. If it has soft boiled, I'm in more of a troublesome spot. But basically, I'm just going to recover off all this damage. He cannot paralyze us. Mew can paralyze Porygon with Thunder Wave. But if Mew is not carrying Thunder Wave, then Porygon can just sit in all day because a normal Pokemon cannot be paralyzed with Body Slam. It's just a mechanic of Gen 1. It's the secondary effect. It's like Zapdos can't be paralyzed by Thunderbolt, neither can Jolteon, because they're electric types. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's fine. Just a coding problem, I guess. But it is part of the game. And so here, Porygon's just going to keep on just sitting and sitting and sitting. Let's check on Mew. Mew is down to 6 Earthquakes and 5 Hyper Beams, which is perfect. And technically, Mew could just use Swords Dance all day on us, but once Mew runs out of PP, then I can just switch into another Pokemon of my choice and set up, and we can get moving. But yeah, it's not beautiful Pokemon. It's not artistic, but boy, is it effective. And I think it's fun because Porygon is a PU Pokemon, like one tier from the bottom. And Porygon, in my opinion, is a top 10 Ubers Pokemon because of what he can do to Mew. Now, if Mew has Thunder Wave, though, yikes. If Mew actually like runs Psychic or special moves, it becomes a bigger problem. But we are just sitting here, and Mew is out of Earthquakes, down to 2 Hyper Beams. We're having a good time. What's our recover count? 4. Okay, so the one bad news about doing this is that Porygon is pretty much Porygon can't do anything. I mean, if Chansey doesn't have Thunder Wave for some odd reason, then perhaps, Porygon can sit on Chansey too, but that's a lot harder to do. And then as you see there, turn 45, Mew explodes on Porygon. We're going to go down to a 4v3, but, Mew with 4 times would have massacred the team, would have one-hit KO'd Zapdos for sure with that Hyper Beam, and we would have had to really fish for, paralysis luck. But we're in a 4v3 now, and so we're still behind, no doubt about it, especially since my main way to take care of their Mewtwo is gone. But things actually don't really improve for me here, and you'll see why. Unfortunately, Snorlax goes down, their Electrode comes out. I'm afraid, my biggest fear is the fact that one of these Pokemon is a Mewtwo, and so unless one of them is a Rhydon for some reason, Cloyster at 1% is toast. I didn't want to give away a free hit. So right now it is a 3v2, but with one of them being Mewtwo, and I don't have Mewtwo. I have Tauros in the back. So we do get the agility off, which means we'll be faster. But unfortunately, we're stuck with Drill Peck. I probably should look that up. Maybe Thunderbolt would do more damage than Drill Peck. But I imagine Electro doesn't have very good defenses. We do get the critical hit there, which is nice. Now we have Tauros. Okay, so we do take out the Electrode at least. It's 2v1. We must get Paralysis Hacks. It is our only winning position, period. We do get the crit, which is nice. I actually go Hyper Beam there. I really, really gamble. And I did get the critical hit Hyper Beam, which is nice. But here, around turn 61 or so, before that para happened, I kind of thought, I'm absolutely toast. Because basically, Mewtwo is just going to set up. And once Mewtwo is +4, it's over for Tauros. One move, one Psychic, and it's over. But I do get the Paralysis here, which is huge. And we go Hyper Beam, which is humongous. We end up taking down, we take down that Mewtwo via X. The reason I go Earthquake here is in case there's a counter Chansey, but it's not running counter at Seismic Toss instead. And we did get the crit, which is nice, but then we're going to go ahead and finish it off with a Hyper Beam. I should note that a Hyper Beam, that's a range at that point, the 64% or whatnot. But yeah, so anyways, we were down 3-1, we were down 4-2, we were down 5-4. We were just in a losing position pretty much the whole battle, and things didn't really swing in until we were able to hacks that Mewtwo. And I just want to emphasize that you're always in it, I guess, in Gen 1, which is cool. I guess it can be frustrating, though, because you can play a perfect game, and then, things don't go well for you. So, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. You all have a wonderful day, and take care.